Welcome back guys, but if you're new, please consider like subscribing because on this channel I make quick tips, tricks, repair skits. So that means on this channel I'm not going to waste your guys' time. On this channel, once a week I give a shout out to a new subscriber. If you didn't get a shout out but would like to get a shout out, I also give shout outs for those who donate, those who give me video ideas, and then also I do shout outs for shout outs. And if you're a TLM fan or just like what I do, then you can always donate to show your appreciation. For those who donate, it will help out me and my dad because right now we're financially struggling. And then also it will help pay for my editing plan so I continue making videos for you guys. In this video I'll be showing you how I fix my castor wheels on my wheelchair. But before I start, it's time to get a shout out to a new subscriber. So today's shout out goes out to Rex Cortez. Alright guys, so without any more time wasted, let's begin. How's it going guys? So my front wheels, which is the casters, it keeps getting locked up. And for those that don't understand what it's like to pretty much use a wheelchair that the casters keep locking up, imagine trying to push around a shopping cart at Walmart or wherever where you're trying to go forward but it's going the opposite way. And that's how it is using a wheelchair if the wheels aren't spinning right or the casters aren't pivoting. And so going back, it's hard to move back, or I'm trying to go forward and I'm going left, I'm trying to go forward. It's really hard, especially going through doors. So having your wheels locked up and not spinning freely, it pretty much makes your life difficult as is, and being in a wheelchair, it's difficult. So I'll be going on the ground, I'll be showing you guys how I fix it. For those that don't know, this is the caster wheels, and this is what I mean about it not pivoting right. So it's not going to go smoothly. I think it's the other one that's locking up. Usually gunk and just dust over time, it's going to pretty much lock these up so it won't move around a lot, just like a shopping cart at Walmart or any store. And something to consider is check the wheels, see if it's still moving freely, which it is, it's still spinning. But even though it's moving freely, there's hair in here still. So I would just use a hex screw to pretty much unscrew it, but it's all dull and frayed up, so I cannot take it off. So I gotta scrape it out with whatever I can. But if you can, then take this off and take off all the hairs. It just makes your life easier. Oh yeah, I see which one it is. This one's not moving freely. See how this one turns? See? But this one doesn't. This one's not moving freely. Versus, I don't really need to try, look, with just one finger versus this one. See, so that's why I keep bumping into things, because this isn't moving right. So I need to unscrew this and then pretty much grease this up or clean it and then re-grease it, repack it, and then probably take off some hairs here and there. So yeah, so I had to crawl to the garage and steal some tools for my dad. So, I just want to make sure that I'm able to take this off without going back and forth and without keep crawling back and forth all over the ground. All right guys, so I'm just going to unscrew this. And it's kind of hard doing it without core balance because I had to try to hold on to something and then unscrew this at the same time. I think I could do it by hand now, yeah. And then just take it off. Let me see. It should be able to come off. Oh, dang, that thing's on there tight. Yeah, this thing's all rusted. Dang. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's rusted. See all that brown stuff? Then I don't know if you guys can see, but it's all brown and it looks all rusted and it's a bunch of gunk all over it. So I don't really have anything to really clean it. I don't have the right tools or any degreaser or anything. So I'm just going to use an old shirt that has bleach on it because my dad, no, I'm just playing. But yeah, I'm going to try to clean it off. And it's still going to be sticky, so all I have is hand sanitizer. So I'm just going to pretty much use this to degrease it. Take this. Does this come off? No, it doesn't. There we go. It's looking better. You can also use steel wool and clean the metal on here. That would be better. But like I said, I don't have all the tools I used to back then. Looks much better now. So this is what it looks like. So you see I clean all that brown stuff, and you could get steel wool. Make sure this is all cleaned off before you put the stuff back on. Then I need to clean this off. Like I said, I had to try to balance myself and do this. Yeah, that thing is gunked on there. I don't have degreaser or WD-40 at the moment, so gotta be a little ghetto. Just soak it in there. Hand sanitizer is rubbing alcohol, and rubbing alcohol, it's like degreaser. It cleans it real good. And makes it less sticky. But this thing is caked on there. Alright guys, so I had to get a screwdriver and let me see. Try to turn this. You know, if you can, you could just replace like the bearings in here, but I don't have that and I'm waiting for a new wheelchair. But this thing is caked on there. It wouldn't turn. There we go. So try to get like that hand sanitizer or whatever you can in there. There we go. Now it's spinning. Wonder if I could take this out. No. But degreaser will definitely help. Oh, now it's spinning. Okay, that's great. And then, you know, put more hand sanitizer on it. Oops. Try to soak it in there and then rub it all in there. But sorry for being ghetto. It's just that's all I have right now. I don't have any tools, so please don't be like judgmental in the comments or anything. I don't have the right tools. It's spinning now. That's great. And then when I'm done with that, then I'll pack it with I actually have grease packing. I had that still. I have some from when I used to do like a lot of these things. I used to do like restoration and stuff like that. It's spinning freely now, so that's good. Just got to make sure that, you know, it's all cleaned out. You know what? Oh wait, I don't have a hammer really, but it's a bearing you could just hammer out and you could let it soak in something. But I don't have the hammer, and then also I know that you have to like freeze it like in a freezer to like shrink the metal and then hammer it back in. So I'm not going to do all that. I don't want to unhammer it, you know. I do not have replacement parts, especially if I break this. So I'm just doing what I can in the meantime until I get a new wheelchair. But this definitely needs to be replaced. It's all rusted and probably from raining, like when it used to rain, honestly. And hand sanitizer is not like water, because if you pour water on this, it's going to create rust. Hand sanitizer, it's going to evaporate. Try to get inside the bearings in here, or inside the whole piece. But it's moving freely now, so that's good. Cleaned it the best I can. So this is what it looks like. So, you know, there's still little brown stuff on it, but it looks way better than what it was before. So now I'm going to pack it. So I have some grease in here. And you want to like force it inside. When I used to do auto mechanics, I was a teacher's aide for auto mechanics. I had 2 classes. One for teacher's aide, the other one was my regular, where I went to Gosh Toyota. But anyways, so my teacher taught us that you need to like pack it in until like it starts oozing out. But you can't really with this one though. But try to pack it in as much as you can. You know, that's why it's called packing, because you gotta like pack the grease inside and make sure it's, you know, has enough grease inside it. And then try to move it around and, you know, put a good amount on it. So you see, this is what it looks like. Get a screwdriver, try to like force some in there and spin this around to make sure the bearings like, you know, rotate all over the grease. See, now it's going real smooth, so that's good. Make sure it goes all in there. There we go. Put some more in there. There we go. This wheelchair is going to go real smooth now. And then just clean off like the excess. You know, just clean around it, but don't like get the top piece, because it's alright if it's like real greasy on the top, but just clean all around the outside, you know. Make sure there's enough grease all in there. Oh, then also put a little grease around here. You know, that's the part that got rusted, and you know, this will make a big game changer. You know, don't put on the threads because you don't want your bolt to unscrew. You know, you could put thread locks, but you don't need to go all out like that. Just do what you can, and you know, now it's ready. Just gotta put it on. See? And with one finger like before. See, now it's doing it. So that's good, you know, like, you know, so just spin it around, make sure that it's like the grease is like rotating all over the bearings. Spin it around, you know. Then you could take it off and see, you know, if you need to put any more on there. It looks fine, I think. Probably a little more. I want to make sure it's really good packed in. You know, clean all around there, and you should put it back on. Put like the washer on, then you put like the bolt or nut on, and then just tighten it. And then once it's tight, like really tight, you know, like this is not going to move, then you'll back it up just a little bit. Trying to balance myself and do this. A little bit looser. Perfect. All right, I like that. See, one finger now. So that was the problem. So I'm not going to be bumping into anything anytime soon. You know, hopefully this lasts, you know, just until I get this new wheelchair. But I would recommend replacing the actual bearing inside. But like I said, you need to put it in the freezer to shrink the metal, you know, and it'll make it easier to like hammer it in. And yeah, it's a whole process, but I'm not trying to do all that. So much better. Time to go to the skate park. I'm just playing. All right, guys, you know, I could take off the hairs. There's not much hairs on here, really. It's pretty clean. You know, and then you can also clean like the wheels if you want. I'll do that like later. But I need to do this side. You know, it's not as free versus this. But you see like this, it sounds a little grinding still, but it'll do. See how it makes a sound? It's like grinding. It's like probably still sand in there, you know, from the rust. But, you know, just give it time. Let the grease go in there. Like after you work on a car, it's good to like, you know, after doing like oil change, it's good to like drive around to let it, you know, run through the car. It's the same thing, you know. Use this for a bit, you know, let the grease, you know, go in there and do its thing. All right, guys, so I need to do this side. So I just need to untie this. Trying to balance myself with my elbow and then turn it. It would be easier doing this in another wheelchair, but yeah. See, that one came out pretty easily. Unlike the other one, I had to like pretty much like force that one out. But honestly, it's pretty clean. You know what I noticed? This bearing looks different than this one. And that's something you gotta like pay attention when you do mechanics and stuff like that. You know, you see how this actually has a cover on it? That didn't have a cover on it, but I don't know why it didn't when I never took that off. So maybe it broke off. I don't know. That's probably, yeah, I think something like on the bearing broke off of that. But it does not look the same. The other one, you can actually pack it in. This, you can't pack it in. It doesn't, you know, it's blue on the other side too. So, you know, and this is just like one of those skateboard bearings, nothing fancy. So you could just like get at the store. So same thing, clean this off. So I cannot pack this. So I'm just gonna just put grease on it, you know, and then I'm also gonna clean it with this. you know, all ghetto fabulous, to get all like that sticky, you know, grinding stuff on there. Try to get inside there too. And then also clean this. This actually isn't as dirty as the other one. You know, it's pretty clean. So that shows a lot. And even though this was the problem and not this one, it's good to like work on both sides, you know, just like on a car. If you do something on one side, you gotta do it on the other side. Alright guys, so now we're gonna, you know, put some grease on there. I cannot pack this one actually, but I'm just gonna put on the top. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna put some grease all around here. Try not to get like the threads. You know, make sure you put it all on there. And then just clean off any like excess right there. Push this back in. And then just put it back on. You know, like I said, same thing, just rotate this until like, you know, you feel like it's packed in. But like I said, you can't pack this one in. But this rotates much better now. Then clean off this washer that came with it. And then put the washer back on. Almost fell. And then put like the bolt or nut on. Try to do it hand tight. You don't want to cross thread, especially since this is your wheelchair and this is like the only thing you have. So that's why I do not want to go too extreme. Just pack it, do the basic. I do not want to be taking things apart because this is my legs. You know, I have two different wheelchairs. The first one I got is like a big bulky wheelchair, the black one that like the leg sticks out. The other one, it's like it's too wide and it doesn't have that backrest that curves around me for my core support. So same thing, tying this as much as you can. Balance myself and do this. So that's on there tight. Okay, now back it up a bit. You know, you just gotta play around with like how much you want it, you know. You want to go freely like this. So that's good right there. You see how this is quiet? But with this one, you know, this was the one that's the problem. So I need to get this actually replaced sooner or later. Keep an eye on this. But of course, like when I'm wheeling around, it's not gonna make noise, or I don't think it should. You know, this one's really rusted, probably from the rain. But having grease, it actually protects it from water or rain or whatever. So yeah, but it works now. You know, I could do it with one finger, so you know. And for those that are wondering, I'm using like this all-purpose STP grease. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's all black, so you can't really see it. It protects against wear, so that's great. So yeah, you know, try this out. Then always make sure you clean your tools. This part doesn't have grease on it. I don't want my dad beating my butt for that. Alright. Now I gotta crawl all the way back to the garage. You know, put this back in place. So that's pretty much it. Oh, you know what guys? I just found it. It's the blue cap piece right here. So I'm going to put this back on and hopefully the grinding piece will go away. When I like force it off, everything just went everywhere. So, you know, I need to take this back off, put it back on, but it's all right. You know, it's not hard to do this. I need to put gloves on. Hold on. Oops. Yeah, see how it's all brown? So, whoa, let me re-clean this and then repack it and then put that blue piece back on there. Hopefully the grinding noise will go away, but it's a bunch of rust in here. It's not good. I wish I had like that degreaser. It'll definitely do the trick. And then probably spray with WD-40 and then pack it. repack it. Then I could, of course, like take this one off again and then probably snap off that blue piece like this one has and then pack it in. You know, it was the cover, that's why I couldn't see it, but it's fine. I'm not trying to do all that. It's not a car, it's a wheelchair. But if it was a car, then I'll definitely do, you know, the same side equally. Alright guys, and then clean this blue cap piece. Try not to break it. Get all that gunk off. It's like all caked on there. And then also I could probably use the bearings for my other wheelchairs and, you know, switch it out. But like I said, I'm waiting for this new wheelchair. It's going to take time, of course, like every assurance, you know, stuff. Now I'm just going to put this back on. Hopefully it won't grind as much, but you know, work it in there, work all the grease in there. You see it's still grinding versus this one's quiet. Let me clean this off again. And then re-put grease on there. It's a little quieter actually. Okay, that's good. And then put like the washer and then put the bolt on. Just do it hand tight first, so you don't want to cross thread. Okay, now tighten this as much as I can. Okay, so it's not going to turn. Now back it up. A little more. So it's quieter now, so that's good. I'm just going to like work it in, you know, just like wheel around and stuff and make sure like the grease is packed in there. Alright guys, now I need to re-clean the tools. I always hate like, you know, redoing things all the time. It's kind of how it is recording. Always got to redo things. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys appreciate the time and effort I do to make these videos. And if you guys do, then please consider liking and subscribing. And before I go, I'd like to mention, if you're not already, you can follow me on TikTok where I make other kind of content. Alright guys, as always, stay humble. Till next time, bye.
Yes.